good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to Thornton International Raceway as we continue on the risk-reward weekend here. I apologize if my commentary is not going to be completely up to par. I am fighting a cold, but I've fought colds before and still commentated races, so hopefully my commentary will be okay for you guys here today. Anyway, we're getting ready for the run of the risk-reward 300. It's our 6th race of the season in the NNSCRA Season 8 Oreo Truck Series. And we are here, as I said, at Thornton International Raceway, a 14-mile road course, which involves more street racing than road course racing, quite honestly. And then also, the big attraction coming to this track is, of course, the Turn of Death. Coming off the final corner, there is no guardrail separating these drivers from a drop down to a beach below. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's about 20 feet down that these drivers fall. And we've already, if you didn't tune into the Last of Us Late series event that we had here, we already had, I think it was 3 drivers fall off the Turn of Death, and we could see somebody out of this 42 truck field end up joining those ranks here today. On the pole is going to be Bob Jones, alongside of him rookie Carson Gum, 2 drivers that come in running very well in the point standings. Carson is 5th in the point standings, and he's also 3rd in rookie points. Bob Jones is currently 7th in the point standings, and at a track where track position can really be key, where you start can give you a better chance of winning this race. Both of them start up here on the front row, could be in a pretty good position to leave with a good points paying day here at Thornton. We're going to get these cars rolling off, or these trucks I should say. You'll see the pace car decide to dart very quickly forward. I don't know why it does that, but it does. There he goes. Goes from 0 to about 80 in a matter of 0.5 seconds. Coming into this race, the point standings are as follows. Caleb Farrell, our last winner at Charlotte. And I apologize for my skipping there. Apparently Thornton and my graphics card are not exactly on the best of terms. But anyway, points coming into this race. Caleb Farrell, who won back at Charlotte. He's the points leader. There's Dylan Poteet, Nick Smith, Cody Lamas, Carson Gum, Alex Pedro, Bob Jones, Chris Washer, Jessica Shelton. 4 rookies inside the top 10 coming into this race. And as we say, here at Thornton, there's no cautions. You make a mistake, you're in trouble, and LJ Mills just made a mistake. Just went off track, did the 42. Driving right now past the residential buildings, and is actually not even going to be able to get back on track. Actually finds himself on the outside of the racetrack right now, does LJ. See if anybody else ran into trouble. Charles Jackson's in trouble back here. Tanner Sullivan has also gone off track. So a number of drivers finding trouble early on here. 2 drivers outside of the initial part of this racetrack. Tanner Sullivan and LJ Mills. Charles Jackson way off the pace. He may have gotten into somebody, don't know. As up here at the front, Bob Jones is the leader. Carson Gum right there. And then look at there's Jessica Shelton in the 9. Now getting split 3 wide here out of this hard left-hander. And whoa, one car just overdrove it hard. I think that was Caleb Farrell, the points leader. It was. The MetLife Toyota Tundra went way wide in that corner, but still keeping it on track. Jump back up here again to the leader, Bob Jones, as they're battling behind him for 2nd. Joe Davis in the 4, Drew Austin in the 51. Some dust kicked up back there. Oh wow, they're leaning on each other back here with Carson Gum, Bob Burgess, and Joe Davis. Looks like they're going to keep it together though. Let's quickly scan back through the rear of the field real quickly, see if anybody else has encountered trouble. There still is Tanner Sullivan and LJ Mills trying to get back up on track. There is the damage on the 32 of Charles Jackson. Cody Hagan now has damage on the front of his Diet Mountain Dew Chevy Silverado, so he was involved in something. Also rear end damage and also left side damage to the Zach Hamlin machine. And then Trent Dunham, Zach Buchanan, John Trollston, Mason Wood back here. I think they may have gotten held up by whatever the incident was that took place involving Charles Jackson. Andreas Allen also with some damage on his Aaron's Dream machine. As we'll watch it come through this corner. Oh, trouble! Bob Fergus is around. And I thought I saw maybe Dylan Young. No, it was Carson Gum and Michael Norman. They have gotten together and they have wrecked. already drivers encountering problems here early on, and we're only on lap 1 of 4. So right now, Jessica Shelton is the leader. Jessica Shelton trying to go to Truck Series victory lane for the first time this season, but having a very stellar season, very consistent. 10th in the point standings coming into today's event. Right behind her is, I believe, Drew Austin, the 51. Actually, no, Drew Austin's looking for the lead now. A couple other names popping up here into the top 10, including the 24 of Daniel Voiles, his teammate Cody Lamas, our winner from Atlanta in the 48, and John Cittadino in the 20 machine. So Jessica Shelton is currently the leader. And actually, I think I see her teammate coming up the inside line there. And the 94 of Nick Smith. And there he is, as they're going to go almost 5 wide for the lead. Whoa, Daniel Voiles having to go way down into the grass. They're going to wreck here somewhere. And it's Levi McIntyre around right in front of Joe Davis. And now comes the true test here. They're coming to what we call the turn of death. We got to go to a TV1 camera and we put it on none when they come out of the final corner. Will anybody join the ranks of those that went off the turn of death in the Last of Us Light series event? This is the first of 4 times that we could have a driver going off the turn of death. They're all going single file, which is the best thing they could do right now. But Chris Thornton does not, and he's off. And Dylan Pote just barely hangs on. But Chris Thornton, out of Young Darlington Motorsports, 11th in the point standings coming into this race. He has fallen off the turn of death. And there you see, that car did come on all 4 wheels, fortunately. John Trolston's got some damage, apparently. There's Carson Gunn. We know he was involved in something. Tanner Sullivan has just now gotten back onto the racing surface. LJ Mills still trying to do so. As here is your leader, Bob Jones in the 11. Drew Austin has moved into 2nd. Jessica Shelton 3rd. Cody Lamas is now 4th as they all go around LJ Mills. Nick Smith runs 5th. 6th is Daniel Voiles. Jake Rogers up there in 8th. Good run for the 91. Henry Sanford currently runs in 8th place, actually. I got that right? 6th, 7th, 8th. Yeah, I was right. Okay. 9th is Dylan Thoreau, and then there's a battle for 10th going on. John Cittadino has it. Eric and Rage wants it. And look who's moved his way up to 12th. Caleb Farrell. It's been quite a rookie season for him. He's been very consistent. He's already got a victory. And now he's looking for his 2nd straight victory in his rookie season of the Truck Series. Right now, things seem to be rather settled out here at the front of the field as they're about to actually catch the almost lap machine of Tanner Sullivan. Drew Austin actually took the lead away from Bob Jones here. I think they're going to catch that 18, who is on the tail end of the lead lap, but they're about to bypass it. Where are they going to go, though? Trying to find a way around Tanner Sullivan. And he's going to start holding these guys up a little bit. Oh boy, this could get rather interesting. I was going to take a moment to go back and look at a couple replays of what's been happening here during the course of this race. But this may be too good to miss. As now the 2 Retro Enterprises Chevy Silverados getting held up behind the slower machine of Tanner Sullivan. And it looks like Drew Austin is going to hold the top position. So let's quickly step aside, see if we get a couple of replays of stuff that's gone down here already in this race. As they're 3 wide for the lead. Cody Lamas going to go to the point now in the 48, looking for his 2nd win of the season. And I just want to make sure they're all good back there, because this is a turn they normally wreck. Nope, they're all good. It's Hendrick 1-2 right now with Cody Lamas and Daniel Voiles. Let's take a look at a couple replays. This was back on the first lap, coming into just one of the first few quarters, and Andreas Allen's going to get off track, tries bringing it back up onto the racing surface. There you see Chris Dalton's there, so he has to wait to merge. Now he begins to merge back on track, but he's not as up to speed as everybody else, and Charles Jackson's going to get him. Zach Hamlin also ended up hitting the wall, that steel guardrail over on the right side. But that is what happened to Charles Jackson. He ran into the back of Andreas Allen. And then the next incident would take place up closer to the front of the field. Michael Norman there and Carson Gubb going 4 wide with Henry Sanford, Johnson, and almost 5 wide as McIntyre attempted it. And then when they made contact, Norman just came back up into Carson Gubb, gets the steel guardrail, and Carson just jacked him up. And I thought somebody else gets involved in this too. I thought there was another driver. It might have been the 07 of Fergus. But I don't think he was with these two. He got... Oh, there we go. Let's see if we can see what happened to him. Did he get clipped by one of these guys? Oh, yeah, he got clipped by the 3 of Michael Norman. That's going to send his car straight up and into the steel guardrail there. And a lot of damage on his unsponsored 07 that actually holds up Matthew Daly in the 23. And if memory serves me correctly, I don't believe this is the first time in a Truck Series event that Chris Dollerton has gone off the turn of death. Right there, it was 3 wide with Washer, Alex Pedro, and Chris Dollerton. And I don't know how Dollerton thought he was going to be able to keep his car on the racing surface. I mean, it's bad enough when you're going double wide out of the final quarter, but going 3 wide is basically a death sentence. And oh man, the car lands right in the rear, flips over onto its nose, and then begins a series of barrel rolls down on the beach below. That is a wild ride for Dollerton, and if I'm pretty certain I'm not incorrect in thinking that this is the at least the second time I can remember of Chris Dollerton in a Truck Series event going off the turn of death. So he's had more than his fair share of experience of going off that 20-foot drop, but good grief. That is a wild and scary ride there for the 83 car. And it's about to get a little interesting all over again. Right now, we got 7 trucks up in this lead pack. Daniel Voiles has gone to the point, but fast approaching is the turn of death for the second time here today. Oh, wow, Henry Sanford up and into the steel guardrail there. That lost him some ground. Oh, someone just spun. Tanner Sullivan and Cody Lamas just spun. They were up here in the front. Like I said, Thornton will come and get you at every opportunity, but we're coming to the turn of death here. Already, Chris Dollerton has gone off the turn of death. Oh, I don't like the look of this. Double wide for the lead. Normally, it's not a good thing. Voiles, though, is able to turn it hard enough to the right to keep it away from the turn of death. Dylan Thoreau just barely hangs on. Looks like we may be okay here. Bob Jones way back here now. He, I think, ended up getting involved with Cody Lamas and Tanner Sullivan in that spit out. It looks like we're all good, surprisingly. So, the turn of death claims a victim on the first lap. Nobody falls off the turn of death on the second lap. Still 2 more times that these drivers have to make their way through there, though. And right now, it is a 4-truck breakaway at the front. After Tanner Sullivan and Bob Jones, Cody Lamas all got together, it really has split the field up. Right now, it's Daniel Voiles, Drew Austin, Henry Sanford, and Jessica Shelton. That is the top 4. Then it's a long ways back before you get to Alex Pedro and Caleb Farrell. A couple of rookies doing really well here this season. And right now, en route to possible top 10 finishes here at Thornton. Pedro is 6th in the points. Farrell is the points leader. As far as rookie points are concerned, Farrell is the rookie points leader and Alex Pedro is 4th. And we already know that one of the drivers that Alex Pedro was trying to pass in rookie points has encountered trouble today, and that was Carson Gubb. The other one is Nick Smith, and I'm not sure where the 94 is. Well, the 94 is out of the race. Don't know what happened to Nick Smith. LJ Mills on pit row. Michael Norman still there. Dollerton is still there. And so let's see, officially out of the race, I believe, would be only the car of Nick Smith, I believe, and possibly Carson Gubb. Right now, though, top 4 are breaking away. And this is almost reminiscent of what happened in the Truck Series event near the end of Season 7. It was, I believe, I may be incorrect, but I think it was Luis Hernandez, James McLeod, and Trent Dunham got into a 3-truck breakaway. But then McLeod and Dunham made contact, they wrecked, and Luis Hernandez just ran away with the win. Henry Sanford now going to go to the point. Gene Sanford was the driver of that 27 last season, was very, very good, very consistent, but did not pick up a victory. Henry Sanford, in only his 6th Truck Series start, would love to be able to go to victory lane, but if you look here at this top 4, there are 3 rookies in this top 4. The only one that's a veteran is Jessica Shelton. So if I'm not mistaken, I believe that for the 27, 24, and 51, if they were to win, it would be their first career win in NNSCRA Oreo Truck Series competition. Drew Austin, I know for certain, has a Snickers Cup Series victory under his belt. I don't think Daniel Voiles has been to victory lane in any NNSCRA event. And of course, this is the first season that we're seeing Henry Sanford, so that goes without saying that he doesn't have any previous NNSCRA victories. Jessica Shelton has only 1 Truck Series win this during her career, and I believe that was last season at Stunt Road. I think it was GNC Stunt Road. She has a Snickers Cup Series victory this season, which came at Talladega Super Speedway. As a matter of fact, she's been running really well in all 3 series. She comes in top 10 in points here in the Truck Series event. I believe she's top 10 in points in the Mobile Cup Series standings, and I believe she's just outside the top 10, somewhere in the top 15 in Snickers Cup Series points. And we got to switch over to our TV1 camera, because for the 3rd time today, the drivers are going to come here to the turn of death. Only 1 victim so far today, and Chris Darlington. Hopefully nobody's going to join him. We're going to find out here. Top 4 single file, they get through. Oh, everybody's got to be careful here. They're doing a good job keeping a good distance between themselves and that drop-off. We've seen some near misses with Dylan Poteen and Dylan Thoreau, but they were able to keep their trucks on track, and it looks like we are going to get away for the 2nd straight lap with nobody falling off the turn of death. So how about that? These drivers apparently getting spread out has been the best thing for them. When they're real congested, that's when the 2 and 3 wide racing happens, and it's very difficult to back out of a situation like that before you get to the turn of death. By the way, we are on the final lap as well, lap 4 of 4, and one thing that really stands out in this type of a race as opposed to other tracks is a lot of times drivers will be en route to a win, a top 5, a top 10, but the turn of death comes before the start-finish line. And so many times at this track, we have seen drivers get royally screwed out of a good finish just because they mess up the turn of death on the final lap. Right now, Drew Austin's actually lost touch with the top 3. So now it's looking like it could come down between Henry Sanford, Daniel Voiles, and Jessica Shelton, unless Drew Austin can catch the slipstream off the back of the 9 and possibly catch back up. Give you a run through right now. We're taking a look at the top 3. Let's look further back here. 4th place is Drew Austin. Eric and Rage. How about this rookie? Great run for him in the 14. He's now up in the top 5 in the 5th position. He's got a lot of contenders right behind him though. Pedro in 6th. George Roque now up to 7th. 8th place, John Cittadino. Not surprised to see him having a good run at a road course. And Kyle Matthews, who really has not had a good run since winning the Midsummer Classic at Eldora. He's the lowest running of the winners this season in points, 26th in the standings. Nice to see him having a good run here today. And look who's right behind him in 11th place. That's the points leader, Caleb Farrell. A lot of times, you ask a driver coming into race, as the points leader, what is the toughest track to try and survive at and keep your points lead, and they'll 9 times out of 10 tell you Thornton, because Thornton is such an unpredictable track. Caleb Farrell's done a pretty good job here today. He actually, I believe, just went around Kyle Matthews for a slot inside the top 10 now. Just outside the top 10, there you see Sean Galligan. He's needed a good run. Galligan coming into this race 17th in points, so this could move him up into the top 10. There's Brandon Krasta. He's 24th in points, so nice run for that rookie. And Chris Washer having a nice run in the 5 machine. Washer comes into this race 9th in the point standing, so this is a good run for a driver that comes in top 10 in the standings. He'll possibly, with this run, leave with a top 10 in the points. And then there's our winner from Talladega a couple of weeks ago. There he is, Luke Walker in the 38. Comes in 14th in the point standings coming into today's race. And right coming to his inside is Dylan Thoreau, who had that near miss back on lap 2, almost going off the turn of death. Right now, though, it is still Henry Sanford coming down to the last final few corners here. Daniel Voiles, Jessica Shelton were battling for second. Now they're going to bunch back up and try and run down the 27. As we just got about 2 or 3 more turns before this race is over, and Sanford is sitting pretty. He does not hit the guardrail. But now comes the big test. Can these 3 make it past the turn of death? If they can, they're going to leave with top 3s here at Thornton. But Henry Sanford is trying to hang on. Voiles starts to close the gap just a little bit. Here they come, coming out of the final corner, coming past the turn of death. Sanford gives a lot of room. Voiles not as much, but it looks like Sanford is going to hang on, and he is going to pick up his first win. Whoa, Galligan cuts it close. Buchanan cuts it close, and so does Washer. But everybody going to keep it away from the turn of death, and there you go. Henry Sanford is going to win here today his very first Oreo Truck Series victory of his NNSCRA career. He becomes the second Sanford to go to Victory Lane in an NNSCRA event. The first one was his brother Charles in the Sinkers Cup Series Season 7 Daytona 500. And this is going to help Sanford in the points too. Henry Sanford comes in 37th in points, next to last in rookie points. This is going to be huge for Henry Sanford, as he's locked himself into next season's All-Star race as well. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race from Thornton. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, become part of the crew today. Also, be sure to follow the NNSCRA on Facebook and Twitter. Links to those are in the description. Henry Sanford picks up the win here today. I believe Caleb Farrell, with a decent run today, is going to keep the points lead. You've been watching production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.